Welcome back to the Creative Tribe Podcast. This is a podcast about all of the things that fuel a creative lifestyle. I'm Rita,
No, Brian.
and together we are Label Me Other. Here at Label Me Other, one of our goals is to create creative problem solvers. If you're creative and that sounds interesting to you, then consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. You can look us up by the Creative Tribe. You can also find tons of amazing creative tips on our TikTok page at Label Me Other. Or if you have any questions in the realm of content creation, then please feel free to drop us a line at labelmeother@gmail.com. So we typically start with the vent, but I don't think we have a vent today. We're
No.
we're feeling good today.
Mhm.
So no vent. We're gonna get in right into the video, which actually this video is a part two. So the original video is entitled "Delve Deeper into the Creative Process," and we were answering questions about sort of how we creatively think in some regards and sort
Mhm.
of our process and our inspirations when it comes to content creation. And it was so good that we wanted to do a part two. So we'll just jump right in here and go with the first question, which is, what is your favorite part of the creative process? Is there a specific stage that you enjoy the most?
Um, I think I think editing is
Hmm.
my favorite part. I mean, sometimes it's like the beginning, trying to, develop the idea. It's kind of fun, but I think right now, so this it changes, but right now, my favorite part is the editing stage for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. I think for me, I am kind of like I really do enjoy the process, all of the steps. Although editing would probably be my least favorite because I consider myself a perfectionist and I don't feel like I'm a perfectionist. And when it comes to editing, editing is so subjective and it's just I find myself mimicking styles and vibes because I that's one of the things creatively I struggle with is like originality in some senses. I can
Mhm.
piece together things really good, but I feel like editing is an art form. Like it's a beast. So I do like all the stages, but I would probably say somewhere between pre-production and production is probably my favorite. Actually getting to see the stuff come to life and then like
Mhm.
just being able to think up anything you can think up in the pre-production phase and you know have high hopes and dreams that it's going to be or turn out how you think.
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
I guess I didn't pick one. If I had to pick one,
Mhm.
pre-production. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
pre-production for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
Okay. Are there any specific themes or concepts that you find yourself repeatedly drawn to in your work?
Um, I Not really. Not at this point. No, I can't. I can't. No.
Hmm. Hmm.
No. There aren't any specific themes or like concepts that I find
Yeah.
myself constantly going to.
Yeah.
No. What about you?
I think there's wannabe themes there. Like I really love like culture and stories about people of color,
Hmm.
but does that like represent itself in my work? Probably not. I don't think it does. But I'm always drawn to those stories. Like I'm drawn to see stories of people of color and stories of like different cultures. Ever since I was a kid, I like to see how other people think, I guess.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
but if I had like thousands of dollars thrown at me, yeah, those are the stories I'd tell. Hands down. Hands
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Like get away from whitewashed America and like let's see some new, unique, cool stories. Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Are there any projects you've wanted to tackle but haven't had the chance to explore yet?
Yes, I have half a script written. Is my take on, like, there really hasn't been any like African American action adventure movies.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like westerns. I like action adventure
Mm-hmm.
films, and I wrote half a script because it's like I wrote half a script in that genre, and I really, really like it. I haven't come back to it because it was at a point to where I started leaning towards the idea or ideology of using what you have to make something. And
Hmm.
what I was thinking of was like if I had like a multi-million-dollar budget. So I was just writing. And
Yeah.
so I just stopped myself. I stopped myself. I think I have like maybe 60 pages written, but
Wow.
that's something that whenever I have the budget, that may be the first thing that I try to make is that.
That's, I always feel like that's the worst thing you can do is like stifle your creativity due to like things that aren't relevant. Like who you didn't have money when you started writing. Why would it matter if you don't have the money when you finish it? Like I don't know.
Well,
That's just me.
I
Like
mean, but the
I don't
thing
think
is it's like it's in here. I just haven't put the rest on paper. But so
okay,
it was
okay.
like, so it's not like I can't do it. I
No,
mean,
yeah.
well, I mean, it's not like I can't do it and I'm stopping because of that. I was thinking like, okay, I want to make something now. It's like this is
Okay.
something that I can't make now. I like the story. It's still in here. All I have to do is type it out, put the rest of it on paper, and just kind
Gotcha.
of mold it and chisel away to make it something that's really good and tight and entertaining. But
Okay. Okay.
but yeah,
Okay.
but that's the one thing like, I that if I had finished, if someone says, okay, well, what you have, what do you have? We have a budget for this. What
Yeah.
what would you make? That would be the film that I would make.
That'd be the one.
Yep.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. I mean, I feel like there's tons that I haven't tackled or explored. Like my dream, I guess, as a kid was just to be like working a working director on a Hollywood set. And I mean, I'm if I like could like live my childhood dreams, I would be directing some type of like scripted drama, something like Homeland or like, something like just involved and cool. Like, I don't know. Those are the things that just get me excited and make me like, oh, that would be like a dream come true. That would be so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but kind of to your point, there are times where you can't live in fantasy land in your mind and you got to be like, all right, what can I do with the resources I have today?
Mm-hmm.
What can I do and what can I make or what can I explore? There's a big part of me that still yearns for like scripted content, producing scripted content. So yeah, that would be my to-do list. Let's see. Do you find that your creative process varies depending on the type of project you're working on?
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah, it depends on the type of project and it depends on the people that I'm working with too.
Mm,
So it's like, if I know that certain things are needed, I may step up in other ways. I may, adjust my creative process. Just okay, so prime
yeah.
prime example. I mean, and this has been, several years ago. So if these people hear it and they get upset, I mean, it's like time has passed. You still upset about it? I mean, come on. So we were in the what was that? The 48-hour film festival.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And so we all got together, a group of us filmmakers from the area. We were like, hey, let's join this into this, competition. So we did the competition. So we deviated out at parts.
Hmm.
But then there were certain people that you could kind of tell like they may drop the ball. Now we have 48 hours to make a short film. That
Yeah.
means, write the script. That means, find locations, like the whole filmmaking process. You got 48 hours to have an end product. And so in that one, I was just the cinematographer.
Hmm.
That's all I was that was my role. And I saw that our editor was going to probably drop the ball. So since I had the footage, I went ahead and cut a version of the short film
Yeah, yeah. I remember
based
that.
off of the script that we had.
Yeah.
And so lo and behold, whenever we go to the editor's house to be like, hey, we want to watch it, he hadn't done anything. I mean, I want to say he was still in the process of syncing up audio. And the thing we had like, I want to say 2 hours left to
Yeah.
like get this thing uploaded online and submitted.
Yeah.
So me having that in the back of
Forgot
my
about
mind,
that.
I came out and was like, well, I have a version of the film, edited it, ready to go.
Yeah.
And so in that editor, he got upset, even though he dropped the ball, but he got upset. So we went through, um, watched it as a group, you know, made a couple of changes to it, you know, and we were ready to go. But so yeah, it just depends on the situation,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know.
Oh man, I completely forgot about that, but I do vividly remember being like, "Oh, you got a copy? You did? Oh God, thank you, Brian."
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that is crazy. For me, does my creative process vary depending on the type of project? I would like to say it doesn't vary. I'm pretty much the same on any project. I probably need to scale back on all of them,
Mm-hmm.
but um to you bring up great points. There are times where it's like you just don't have the luxury of going as in depth as you would like to, or you don't have the right team to go as in depth as you would like to. So you need to pull back and kind of change your process or lessen your process because my process may have 15 or 20 steps. And for this, I just need to do 10, you know? So I think it does vary. But for the most part, anything I try to do is the same caliber for everything. Um, but yeah, there are situations that make it change for sure, for sure. What's the best piece of advice that you've received regarding your creative work?
Uh, well, I mean, I guess, and this is the frustrating part. It's
Mm-hmm.
like the stuff that I have released,
Mm-hmm.
um, people tend to like it, but I don't get any advice. I haven't been in a space around other filmmakers and creatives that are you know, levels above me.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been around anyone like that to actually get that kind of advice. The only advice I get is like, hey, this is great, this is cool, keep going.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, I
No,
mean, so it's like I'm just, you know, I would be receptive if I was, you know, in the space with, like I said, with other creatives, filmmakers who are where I'm trying to like get,
yeah,
but
yeah,
to get their advice. But it's like, you know,
yeah,
I haven't gotten any advice like that.
yeah. I think for me, I get a lot of positive comments about my work. And because I'm so of such a perfectionist, I have a hard time receiving positive notions about my work because all I see is the things that I could have did better, things I could have it improved upon. And so, you know, the best advice I've received about my work, I don't I can't think of any one particular piece of advice.
Mm-hmm.
Um Not necessarily about my work, but about myself. Like you shouldn't live here. Like you should move to California. I've definitely received that advice.
I mean, but is that good advice though? It's like when people say that, you hear all those stories
Yeah.
about people going out there, and it's like people
Oh yeah.
thinking, you know, well, I can do the same thing here, you know, wherever I'm living.
Yeah. The only thing I could say about living in a place like that is that I can do what I'm currently doing here, but on a much better scale because I would have people eager and willing to help. Like I remember times when we were out looking for actors or looking for, you know, things we need to produce something. And it's kind of like you're getting people who are just like, oh, it'd be cool to act, but don't have a clue what is involved, don't have a clue that it's going to take hours, don't have a clue that they're going to have to do multiple takes.
Yeah.
So it's literally like people with just the idea of being an actor without any of the practical knowledge of being an actor.
Mm-hmm.
So living in some place like California, you would have people who understand the process, and that could, I feel like that would have been the only part that would have probably made it better. Um, but yeah, I don't know. And that's not really advice, I guess, about my work. More like you need to get out of Arkansas and go to California or go to
Yeah.
Georgia.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Oh, let's see. I don't know if you have this, but well, you kind of talked about your non-narrative filmmaking, but are there any reoccurring symbols, motifs, or elements that tend to find their way into your creative work?
Uh,
You do any kind of watermarking or any kind of thing that that's my piece.
No, not really. I mean, outside of like, I like symmetry.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, but that comes from watching like Stanley Kubrick and Wes Anderson, and I just like that kind of thing.
Hmm.
Um, but no, there's no like, I'm not an auteur at this moment in time. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I think I have to like have several pieces of like work put out on a big scale in order to be like, yeah, I'm an auteur.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
don't even think I don't know. It's like that kind of seems kind of like, I guess, conceited to think, I'm an auteur. I think that's a title given to you by other people
Sure,
and
sure.
that you don't necessarily put on yourself. So there's nothing consciously that I'm trying to put in everything that I create.
Yeah, yeah. I don't have anything either, but I often think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially for work that is gonna live on past me when I move, when I switch jobs, when I do stuff like that. I often think about having hidden things so that I can be like, oh, does it have that in the bottom corner? Then yeah, that was mine. I did that,
Mm-hmm.
But I
Mm-hmm.
haven't actually officially like went as far as to do it. So, and I don't even know what it would be, like what I would do to know, like, oh, that's my piece of work. But I don't know. It's always crossed my mind. The last thing you want is like someone to take credit for your stuff, and then you know you're like,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
didn't do that though. you know. Okay. This is one I want to know your answer to. How do you manage the balance between creating for yourself and creating for an audience? Which I know is something you've kind of spoke about a little bit.
Well, I struggle with this at times because it's like I try everything that I do that I'm like, really, really trying to put my maximum effort into.
Hmm.
Because, there's certain things I put my maximum effort to, and there's certain things that I just put maybe like 50% into.
Sure.
But the things that I'm putting, like trying to put 100, 110% into, I'm trying to do something different. It's like I watch a lot of stuff. I watch a lot of films, listen to a lot of music. So
Hmm.
whenever I tackle a project, I'm like, okay, well, this is an opportunity for me to do something different. So whatever genre, whatever type of thing that I'm creating, I try to block myself off from watching similar things to that.
Hmm.
So I do have the opportunity to try to do something different. Now, if it turns out that it's the same thing,
Hmm.
then okay, fine. But if it's something different, like that's what I'm trying to shoot for. So I used to be like, I used to keep them separated. Like, okay, this is the weird stuff for me. And then this is the stuff that I think will appeal to a mass audience. But I'm finding out is that I'm at my happiest and at my most creative
Yeah.
when I'm creating stuff that I like.
Yep. Yep.
And if you, the viewer or the audience, likes it too, then like great. But if you don't, okay, fine. Then maybe it's not meant for you. I'm not trying to make
Cater to you.
something. Yeah, I'm not trying to make something that's like trying to have like general mass appeal. It's like,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you like it, great. Jump on. There's more like this if you like stuff like this.
Yeah.
But I'm not, it's not separate. It's not, audience and me.
Hmm.
It's like, no, it's me. If you like it, jump on board.
Yeah.
Glad to have you. Welcome.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I feel like right now I'm struggling with this very thing, like managing to balance creating for myself and the audience. Now I feel like I do stay true to myself for the most part, but here lately I've been having these notions where I'm like I I'm creating the things that I want to see, but it's also things that I think will help people. But when the people don't respond to it in the way that I am intending them to, then I start thinking, what would this be if it was just whatever I wanted to do? Like in the sense of like not even thinking about anybody getting anything from it, not even trying to give like something for people to want to come back, but just being like, oh, I want to put this out and that's just what it is, like you're not gonna
Mhm.
get anything from it. But it is that notion in the back of my head that's always like, okay, well, this is the audience we've built. We've built the audience that expects us to give them a little bit of something in the sense of like how they can be better, motivation, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then also like, okay, if you're not responding to this, then I might as well just do whatever I want to do, which,
Yeah. I mean, well,
yeah,
okay. So since you brought that up,
it's a
it's like,
balance.
so the challenge that I have is I want to make stuff that I feel entertained by, but I also want to put I want to hide the medicine within the message. Like, so it's like I try to leave you with something,
Mm-hmm.
but this is going to be 100% how I feel about what I'm currently going through, and trying to give people a takeaway or a lesson of what they're expecting, which,
Mm-hmm.
they come to our TikTok, they're expecting, okay, teach me about content creation, filmmaking, tips, whatever
Yeah.
around that.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, well, I'm going to give you that, but it's not going to be a hook
Mm-hmm.
to try to get you in. It's not going to be dressed up like you expect all the other TikToks to dress. How everyone else on TikTok who is trying to do like education, how they
Mm-hmm.
do it.
Yeah.
It's going to be like you're gonna have to watch the whole video
Hmm.
to
Yeah.
get the full message. It's not gonna be like right there in front of you.
Yeah. Yeah. See, and a lot of times I just like the good thing I can say about the videos that I create for TikTok is that I feel as though I've made them accustomed to seeing me just sit there and talk to them. And I would love to get to the space where I can just sit there and talk to them about anything, not necessarily trying to give them something, but I can sit here and talk to you about my day, about, what I'm thinking that could be off the wall, about anything, because I've trained you to a degree that you're used to seeing me just sit here talk to you. So it's
Mm.
like I'm trying to bridge into that area,
You
but I
should go
don't.
live and practice on live. So
Ooh,
that's the thing. I feel like you have a better chance of trying to develop that type of relationship and that type of thing if you go live versus like a single video.
possibly, possibly, or I could scare people away. I mean, oh man, it's always weird. See, like this podcast would be absolutely phenomenal if we could do it live on TikTok because people could just jump in and join in. We're going to be talking regardless. But when you're by yourself, it's just like, I guess I'd have to find the cadence and how to speak about something, but not to someone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, well, I feel like TikTok, they make it difficult to do that on TikTok because one
Yeah.
of our other accounts needs to be at 1,000 followers. So hey,
Yeah.
if you want to
Yeah.
see this live, you could go to my TikTok or Rita's TikTok. Mine is Brian Lee on
Hmm.
TikTok, or Rita, what's yours?
I think it's Tiswell. I think it's at Tiswell.
At Tiswell.
Or maybe Tall Films. That was one of them. Yeah.
But yeah, if this is something that you would like to see on TikTok and you want to get this outside of like YouTube or Spotify podcast, shoot, help us out, help a brother, help a
Yeah.
sister out, help us
Yeah.
get to 1,000 followers. But yeah, but mine is at Brian Lee, or like Mega Noodle, MEGANOODLE.
Yeah.
Uh,
And mine is at TISWEL.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I do think that going live, if you just want to have those conversations like that, I mean, I know it may
Yeah.
just be, if you set it up right and let people know, hey, I'm going live at this time, I'm sure somebody will show up.
Yeah. Yeah. It would be an interesting thing to go for and try for sure, and just to kind of mix it up a bit. But that's my goal, is to get to the point
Mm.
where I can just shoot the shit and just be like, all right, well, creatively, this is what's going on today. I just don't got it today.
Yeah.
Um, but um, but yeah, yeah. That's the goal there.
So a continued struggle between creating for yourself and creating for the audience.
Yeah, but I'm getting closer and closer to that mark where I'm just like, I don't care about the audience.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about the audience. Like yourself is like, hey, you either feel this or you don't feel this. Either I'm speaking to you or I'm not speaking to you.
And
But
that's fine.
yeah, but generally the stuff I share are things that I actually um devour, like things that I actually would watch.
Mhm.
So I know I'm being true to who I am. I'm not like super departed from it, but I would like to get to where I can do a non educational video and people be like, all right, that's cool. You know,
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
But every time I try it, it fails. So maybe that's not what they want. Um, Let's see. Let's see. We got a little bit more time left. Let me see. Let me pick a good one here. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. This will be the last question. Do you have
Mhm.
any pre-creative rituals or habits that you find help you get into the right mindset?
Yeah, I mind map.
Okay.
So I write
Oh,
out, you know, huh?
sorry, I did something crazy.
Oh,
No, we're good. You're good. You mind
no, no,
map.
no. Okay, so I mind map. So I write down, like a particular theme or something of the project, and I just, mind map out ideas that branch off of that.
Okay.
I always make lookbooks. This is back from my Tumblr days. It was
Oh,
really easy
nice.
to like do that like on Tumblr. So I would collect images of things of how I wanted a particular project to like look and like
Mm.
feel.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say I did that with our homeless short film that
Okay.
we made. And
Mm-hmm.
so that had like a certain look, but I did that. I made a lookbook on Tumblr and I shared it. I think I sent you a link to it, but
Mm-hmm.
it was a while ago. But that's what I always do. So I mind map
Okay.
first, and then I make an outline off of that mind map.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I'm writing a script, I write the script off of that outline, or I share that outline to
Mm-hmm.
like you or whoever else I'm working with. But it always, and then I make a lookbook of how I want it to look or feel depending on what I'm doing.
Gotcha.
That's
Gotcha.
that's the ritual. It's that's the process for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, let's see. Creative ritual or habit that helps me get in the mindset. To be honest, the older I get, the more I realize I'm a words of affirmations chick. Like it's something about hearing sort of, I guess, positivity or words of encouragement that really help me get in the mood,
Mm-hmm.
it like flip my mindset to be like, all right, yeah, like I need to hit this harder. I need to get into I guess the creative vibe for it. So I will listen to speakers. They have tons of them on YouTube where you can like do motivational, whatever, and then they'll just have people just talking about you, telling you about yourself, telling you how you need to get your stuff together, like pull it together. And for whatever reason, that like really registers with me. I need to, and I've been wanting one for years, but I would love to have like an actual mentor, like a person who can just kick my butt and just be like, "What are you doing about it? What are you doing? Why are you letting that stop you? Why?" Like I don't know why I need that, but for whatever reason, it helps me. It just helps me
Mm-hmm.
click something on in my brain that is like, all right, this person is right. Like everything is up to me. It's my destiny. I have to actively create my life. I have to go. It's like if you wanted to take a vacation, and you're like, oh, I want to go to Dubai. I want to go to Dubai, but you never take the time to be like, all right, when am I gonna go? When am I gonna put in the books? How am I gonna save for it? Plan and actually do it. Then it's like
Mm-hmm.
you're never gonna go to Dubai. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just realizing that in my head, like you say all these things, but if you never like put the steps to make it happen, then it's like it's not gonna just magically happen.
No,
And
no, no.
so yeah, so those kind of things help me get into the vibe of like being in a productive, creative mindset, I guess. Um,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. All right, you guys, that was a lot of fun answering those questions. If you have questions for us, specifically regarding how we do our content creation or how we think about certain things, then make sure to drop them down in the
Description?
not the description, but the comments. There we go.
The comment section.
Yeah,
Hey,
the,
yeah.
the comments that will work. Drop them down in the comments or email us and we can definitely try to answer those for you. But thanks so much for listening. We really appreciate you being here. It's our hope that these episodes provide a window into the daily mindsets, joys, and challenges that creative people face every single day. It's a creative lifestyle, and you aren't alone in it. If you're looking for more creative talk just like this one, be sure to search Label Me Other on TikTok, and you'll find tons of additional videos that you can watch. And until next time, get out there and go create. Bye.
See ya.